Hi, welcome to the video. My name is Dychronic, and today we're taking a look at the Xur, his location, his random rolls, my recommendations for May 20th, 2022. And of course, this is going to be the last week of Season 17, I believe it, a season of the Risen, so if you want to get stuff from the Xur, the last opportunity before next season, which again, he'll be here next season. For the most part, this is usually the Xur that matters the least, but we're going to go ahead and take a look. First of all, you can find him on his regular spot on Nessus. Just head over to the Watcher's Grave, and on top of this big old tree right here, you can find the Xur. And this is a high overview, in case this is all you cared about. First up, for the exotic weapons today, we have the TELESTO, which is actually a very fun weapon to use that's broken the game in several different ways. Ooh, there's a nice looking shader right here. And nowadays, it's more of like a so-so kind of exotic. It's one of those things, if it doesn't break the game, you're probably not using it. But it's a lot of fun. It's basically a fusion rifle with explosive projectiles that also are proximity detection. So you just code a doorway, something walks through it, pop, 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 pop. They're all dead. It also has this other perk with Harbinger's Pulse, which is not very interesting, and a Catalyst, which I think increases the mag to 7 and something else, but nothing really that special. It's a weapon that, in my opinion, does need a revamp. It's just not very exotic. Following that, for the Hunter Exotic, we have the GEMINI Jester, and it's very special because I have not equipped it in probably over 2 years now. And on top of that, also dodging disorients nearby enemies and temporarily removes the radar. The thing about this exotic is it's not bad. It's actually an exotic that can be really nice, especially in Trials of Osiris. You can get a nice flank, but most of the time forces your enemies to just put their butt in a corner and camp, and that's not really how you want them to play. As far as the role goes, you'd like to see a lot of mobility, maybe strength, but intellect is a weird kind of amount, and 60 is below average, so kind of a weird role. Following that, for the Titan Exotic, we have the ACTIUM War Rig, which for some reason is a fan favorite exotic, and all it does is it's kind of like an extended mag for auto rifles and heavy machine guns, and furthermore, it has shotgun shells on an exotic that loads assault rifle bullets. What? And I know. The ornament actually fixes this, and these are actual rifle bullets right here. But like, what happened? What happened here? It wasn't shotgun ammo in Destiny 1. Either way, this exotic is very specific to give you ammo, and in certain builds it might be a little fun, but there's definitely better exotics in almost every way. And furthermore, assault rifles and auto rifles often have a lot of ammo in their mag. Like these 600s have like 40 to 50 ammo. The 720s can get to like 100 ammo with overflow. There's plenty of opportunities to have ammo. It's not really a big deal. As far as the roll goes, it doesn't really matter what the roll is, but I usually like to have a higher recovery and a higher intellect in general, and it has a decent amount. Total stats a little below average. And finally, for the Warlock Exotic today, we have the VERITY'S Brow. Probably one of the best options available today, because VERITY'S Brow is like I think like a top 10, top 5 level exotic, and even though it's a bit confusing, is extremely effective, especially with Void 3.0. So let me go ahead and define this for you. Weapon final blows with the damage matching your subclass type grant death throws. So basically, if you're using Void damage and a Void subclass, it'll start giving you death throws. Each stack of death throws, up to 5, will give you grenade damage bonus. I believe it's either 10 or 20% per stack, and grants you grenade energy, which I believe it gives you a chunk of grenade energy. And then when you have death throws and then you throw a grenade, nearby allies increase their grenade regeneration for a short period of time. And it says greatly increases it, which means it's a pretty high amount, and this one is going to be regeneration speed. So there's a lot of things happening all at once. On top of that, it is universal, but with Void 3.0, this can be an alternative to Controverse Hold. Using Void-based stuff, this actually helps you get your grenade very quickly with all the other mods you can also use with that stuff, and it makes it do a lot more damage. That's a big thing about this. You can make your grenades do a lot more damage. Unfortunately, there's no ornament for it, so yikes. As far as the roll goes, total of 60 is below average. On this, you'd like to see discipline, maybe some recovery, and if you're going to be using this on Void, probably mobility is a decent option. So not a bad distribution, but you can definitely do better, and the total could also be better. Moving on to the different legendary weapons. First of all, the sidearm is going to be the 7th SERAPH version. I personally am really against the lightweight frame sidearms that just really feel like shooting peas at the enemy versus the 3 burst and the 2 burst, which feel a lot better. This roll itself is also not that amazing. Following that, we have the Whispering Slab. I would recommend having a kinetic bow of some kind of retort, and this is one, and it is with Demolitionist. Not the best possible roll, although it does have accuracy, and it has fiberglass shaft. Ooh. So other than the quick draw part, Demolitionist and the rest of it is pretty good as a decent kinetic option. Following that, Internal Blazon, AZ 200 RPM, killing when unrelenting. Not the biggest fan, and it is more stability within this. We have Long Shadow, which is snapshot explosive payload, which could definitely be a decent PvP option. This one flinches, this one helps you aim down sights. and the rest of it is kind of so-so, but again, decent combo right there. Following that, we have the Widow's Bite, which is firmly planted Disruption Break. Not a great combo, although the rest of it is okay. After that, we have the 7 SERAPH Saw, which is auto-loading Vorpal, which is a very good combo for heavy weapons, in this one in particular, although it has reload-based stuff here, which is not what you'd like with auto-loading. A pretty good roll, I would say, probably one of the better ones. And of course, we have Royal Entry, which is going to be the Field Prep Thresh. I believe this can... oh, an Impact Casing, too. I believe this can have Field Prep plus Lasting Impressions. I think it can have auto-loading Lasting Impressions. They're better rolls, but this is a pretty good one, if I'm going to be honest. Following that, let's take a look at the different armors. Again, this is just for the Titans. The other classes will have different stats. A 63 total high strength, high mobility is okay. 62 total high discipline, high resilience, mobility. It's also a pretty decent distribution. We have a 60 total high intellect, high mobility, low total but decent distribution, and 59 with a poor distribution. So I would say probably these first two are the ones that are the most interesting to me, and I'm okay recommending those. Following that, for the exotic weapons, first up for Hawkmoon, we have the Eye of the Storm. We have Small Bore, we have Alloy Mag, and we have Textured Grip. I am not a good fan of this roll. Personally, I don't like Eye of the Storm, although it's not terrible. We also do not have recoil direction in any of the other parts of it. And again, I like Rangefinder. It's one of the better rolls you can have on it. Following that, for the DMT roll, we have Outlaw. Probably not one of the best rolls you can have on it. Increased stability and handling, Corkscrew, high caliber rounds are okay, but I think most people like Vorpal, Moving Target, and the stats usually are up to you for the rest of it. So again, not really the best roll. We're really sending this season off with a bang, huh, sir? And of course, these exotic engrams give you an exotic that you've never seen before, and a high stat roll. Ooh, a high stat roll, which you can then collect your high stat rolls, and yes, I will add it to my collection of Synthoceps at this point. Oh, hey, look, there's another exotic with this Cypher, which I recommend you spend on the archive first, but if you got extras, you can also spend it on the Zer. Well, I mean, it's nothing compared to the 70 base Crest of Alpha Lupi, which I will be mentioning every time I can, by the way. Look, I've never received a base 70 before. It's crazy. Anyways, make sure you come check out the live streams that I have right after these videos on screen right now. And of course, just want to say thank you to my patrons on Patreon, really making these videos possible, especially at the end of the season. Specifically, a big thank you to Mohamed, Christian Thompson, Kellyanne, Ostruck, Jacob Berg, Monday, City Barkman, New Panther, and Casey Reagan for their support on Patreon. That's it. If you guys enjoy, my name's Dychronic, and I'll see you guys on the next one.